One moment, caller. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, fun and games. All right. Um, so can I rewrite this? Let's bake out how we're going to do it. We're going to use texture atlas image, and we're going to pass it the layout and the image. So that's going to be it's going to be a quick ad break in about 60 seconds if anybody needs a break and a stretch. Hopefully you're all co-working on your own kind of deals, or just having a nice relaxing Friday/Thursday. Okay, texture atlas image. It would be resource UI assets, resource UI image, and I think clone. And then we'd also pass the layout. So resource UI assets, resource UI layout. It's a little bit wordy, but I think it'll be faster than drawing out the Atlas image bundle thing every time. And then we'll pass a class. So C, there you go, the ads. It'd be C resource UI item. And a P. Something like that. Of course, none of it will work yet. Well, let's see if we can figure it out. So class pub function. Actually, oh yeah. Texture atlas image. Class parent we still need. Asset class image bundle. Image bundle. I keep doing that. Why? I'm a bungler at heart. Parent UI child builder returns an entity, and then we're going to do that looks like the end of the ads. All right, we're going to do two more things. A handle, so layout, handle, texture, atlas, layout, and I wonder if it'd be better to pass in the resource. Because then you wouldn't have to separate the layout and the texture atlas image. You could just pass in a reference to the UI assets. And then pass, for example, the resource type as an index into it. No, no, actually you wouldn't. You'd pass in this. Yeah. So you'd pass the index and you'd pass the resource UI assets, which you would then get the layout and the image out of. Okay, okay, okay. We can do this. It's complicated, but we can do it. Um, assets is going to be reference to type is this? The resource texture assets. And then this is going to be a usize. Yep. This is entity. Cannot find trait asset class. Yep. That's going to be from that. Okay. So I can return basically anything as long as let's look at the examples. The custom widgets. Widget example. Class apply mute bundle. Okay. Parent spawn bundle with children. Children. I don't need children, I don't think. So it's kind of this. Um, so we'll grab all of this and paste. Net new bundle equals that. Definitely struggling with that. um, yeah, that's right. That isn't. But what we will need is parent spawn, right? Oh, I see. You have to apply the class before you spawn it. Oof. So how do I initialize it without spawning it? This is okay, right? Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's all right. So texture atlas is going to be, we need this bit as well. It's going to be okay. We can do this. It's going to be okay. I believe. Assets, resource, UI layout, clone into. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to know. So this isn't a very generic function. There's no way we're going to be able to know that that has that property ahead of time, but that's okay. Um, texture atlas index, yep, but not resource type. Instead, texture atlas index is going to be index. And then this one is assets. Yep. And this one is that. Okay, interesting. And then it would be parent spawn bundle. Yeah, ID. All right, progress of a sort. Now, what is going on with this? Normally takes self assets, asset server B, mute B. Oh, okay, you need the asset server. Interesting that it didn't have it here. But that's okay. Let's either a class or an asset class. Oh, I see. Because it's an asset class. I don't think I need it to be an asset class. Class. Might not work because it's an atlas image bundle. I might just have to specify the styles. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be rough. Huh? It doesn't hate it. So that means we could take the style out and put it into pub function. This is probably not scintillating stuff to watch, to be honest with you. So if you're hanging in there, you're doing a good job. What's the name of the class I was using? See resource UI item. and it shouldn't need to take an assets. So it really just takes an image bundle. The only other alternative would be if, yeah, I was going to say you could put the assets through the class, but I think it might just be a bit fiddly. So we just want b mute atlas image bundle, and then we go b style margin equals ui-rect. Okay, yeah, we can get rid of that one, I think. We can also remove that. And this is actually a resource UI image. And therefore this is a resource UI image. Good grief, don't tell me this is actually going to run. Surely not. Holy crap, it works. What the hell, man? Okay, that was hard. Wow. Cool. Okay. Is there any way that I can make this a little less complex? And is there any way I could do it without cloning it? Oh, well, we don't need to do this. Yeah, that served no purpose whatsoever. So resource UI image, pass it the resource UI assets, get the correct offset to use, pass it a class, which is basically just a margin, and pass it the parent so that it can spawn. Whew. Now, oh yeah, that's all correct. All right, I'm going to commit that before something breaks. And it's quite a bit to commit. So that, I think we're using Rubik Medium, so um, that, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. So loading classes and counter. So what have we done? We have switch to texture atlas for UI textures. All right, sweet. Oh, that was hard. It was so hard that both the dogs are asleep. Lazy, lazy dogs. All right. Now, that means I can tick off this. Excellent. Improve the resource counter. Now we need an inventory. I don't even know if that's going to be something that um, we display to the player, or if it's something that we're only going to use just to write the game. But we do need something like that. So I think we'll go to a new module for this. So we'll write counter to a new file. Actually, is there a copy command that comes out of that plugin? Okay, cool. Send source UI, and we'll call it inventory. Sweet. We are using the new copy. Okay, I need to do that from now on because that's super handy. So I think we'll change a lot of this by copy paste. Storage counter will become inventory. Yep, yep, yep. Sure. Yep, yep, yep. Also, yep. Okay. And then this plugin becomes inventory plugin. Yes, and yes. All right. The coding source. Hey, how you doing? Do I have an example of your DSL? Yeah, it's a crate. Um, I only discovered it thanks to Lomix TV. This person right here, that person, who is awesome and who is also developing a game in Bevy. But yeah, it seems to work really well. But it takes a bit of getting your head around when you want to do something a little bit custom. So that was what was surprising to me, and I probably haven't done it quite right, to be honest with you, but it's working, so whatever. Um, yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's certainly easier. It's a lot less verbose, put it that way. Okay, so let's see if we can make this work. So the init is put a root node out there. To be honest, we might not even need that because this is going to be the kind of thing that you show and then you take away again entirely. Like it's not something that's there the whole time. I don't know. I'll have a think about that one. Um, oh, and we need to replace all instances of storage counter with inventory. Yep. That one too. Yes, yes. It's going to be some ads in about 60 seconds if anybody needs a break or a drink, or to not be staring at ads for PlayStation, because, that seems to be all I ever get. PlayStation and Red Bull gives you wings, apparently. Okay, inventory root. So let's change that one to inventory root, and we'll go to classes, duplicate that, inventory root. Not sure whether I want to pop up a panel or if I want to just, yeah, maybe I'll just make like a little panel off to one side. Um, yeah, so node bundle, align item start, flex direction column, justify content start-ish, maybe, but just a stack of padding so that it appears down the side rather than in the top. Oh, maybe not padding though, maybe margin. There are those ads. I'll just pause for a bit. Oh, that's a good habit to get into, even if there's only one hardy viewer watching me. Thanks for watching. Should build the routine of using my standing desk every time an ad break shows up. And there we go. All right. So S margin, we're not going to use all. I think more like what are the variants? Oh, okay, so you could just use the struct version, struct initializer. Swap. Maybe 100 and left, say 10. And then I assume I need default. Yeah, all right. I can live with that. I don't know if we need padding, but we'll see. So then I don't need the UI textures because that's already been declared. Oh, this is encounter. Inventory. Although again, 25, this can go. And inventory counts as correct. Update resource counts. I think we might just go to, oh no, that's all right. Except this isn't. So this is more like a for each across all of the characters. So the query, instead of storage area, it's inventory, oh, let's spell it right, with character, which I assume I have to import. No, guess not. So what's the structure of inventory? Oh, the LSP's just died. All right. Good to know. Thanks, Rust Analyzer. Big help. Inventory. Oh, I bet this isn't part of the module yet. So we need UI mod, mod inventory, use create. Actually, it should be able to, oh yeah, create UI inventory plugin. I don't need a plugin group. Okay. And that's made it work. All right. What's unused? This resource UI texture. Do I not need that now? No, I probably don't. Storage area and UI textures. Characters, character. All right. So this is now characters. Iterate over characters, filtering out. So inventory has a hash map of resource type F32. Yeah, cool. So that means we can do very much the same structure. iterate over characters, filter map C resource? No, CM. No, we're already filtering over inventories, so we don't need to filter any out. Wait, what? Oh, I still haven't fixed this in the other module. It's only ever going to count stone. Damn it. That's okay. We'll go back and fix it. It's what you get when you hard code things. Okay, so characters, iterate, filter C, actually it's inventory. So let's inventories. Let's make sure we understand what we're iterating over, otherwise it's going to be confusing as hell. I don't need to filter anything. I do need to be able to retrieve the quantity from each thing. Now hang on. There could be multiple inventories. So am I going to show each one lined up? How am I going to do this? I think this is actually a bad structure to be using right now. We should go for inventory in inventories. Copilot desperately wanted to complete that for me. Get rid of this for now. What we need is every character is going to be essentially a column in the menu. So to mock that, we could use, we're actually going to need an icon for each one, right? But we don't need that yet. We want a column for everything in the characters inventory, and we want a row in that column for everything in for every resource type. So stone, wood, etc. Okay, I can deal with that. That's doable. How does it play out in code? Let's see here. Inventory is a hash map, so we go for resource type. Yeah, Copilot has got the right idea. I doubt if this is right though. Will resource type count in inventory resources editor? Sure. No. No. Okay. Resource type count in inventory resources editor. And then why? What's the problem? Really? Okay. Oh, right. That makes more sense. Just to be going on with, we could output a the number as a text field. So to do that, I need oh no, actually I need to update it in the counts menu, which is actually not a counts menu. It's an inventory. Oh, dude, the structure is going to be wrong. It needs one per character. Is dirty still needs to be there. I think characters is what we want. Thinking about this. Or index it by name, maybe. So it would be like a hash map string, not inventory, hash map string, hash map resource type F32. um, I mean, do you do nested hash maps? That sounds horrendous. What would it actually look like? Actually, it's not the worst thing in the world. It feels like it should be, but it isn't. Hmm. Okay. This is wrong. Um, you would essentially have to initialize it all in a really blunt kind of a way. I wonder if you could use like a RON file to get it done. But in the meantime, it's hash map from stone. Um, actually, array stone tuple missing closing delimiter. Which one did I miss? That, oh, I see. Shit. Inventory characters. Yes, you're right. Hash map from. Oh, this just feels bad. No, that's wrong. No. I'm so lost. Oh, nested hash maps can't possibly be the right design. Surely. Okay, so we go to there, then close that hash map. That's our tuple. This is unnecessary. That matches there, and that matches there. Oh no. What? It expected a hash map. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. That looks heinous. Let's see how it behaves and how I find actually using it. Oh, okay. So that's initialized to 0 for the 2 resource types that I have. If you can imagine 50 of the damn things and see how that gets, what that gets you. Um, resource type count and inventory resources, sure. And then it's very similar to this other code here. Except that we need a way to match it to the string index of each hash map. Otherwise, we've got no way to compare the character that's an entity versus the character that's in a menu. So do I need to store the entity? Maybe I need to index it by entity. Oh boy. Does that even work? An entity is just a string, really, isn't it? Well, it's an index. In which case I would need the entity here. Oh boy. We're down the rabbit hole now, folks. That means that this is now, essentially this is characters, or character inventory in characters, or resource type count in inventory resources. And this is oh man, double hash map lookup. It can't be the right way. Let's go character menu equals, what does Copilot want to do? Inventory resource characters get mute and character unwrap. That actually is correct, I think. We assume that it's there, but oh, we don't need it to be mutable. No, that's not it either. It takes a reference, right? Yeah, but I think character is already a reference. Oh no, it's an entity. Never mind, my bad. You can't borrow an entity. Can you use the two-string representation of an entity? Okay. So I have to, yeah, that's sounding like it's not going to work. Standard borrow string is not satisfied. Oh, Rust, you're killing me. Or maybe I'm killing Rust. Maybe it's the reverse. A nested hash map's really the way to go. What could I use as an index to a thing that has to be stored in the ECS? I could keep the inventory menu. I need to know the reason we need inventory resource is that we need to know if the inventory has changed between one tick and the next so that we can rewrite the menu, we can redraw it. Because we don't want to be just drawing it on every single tick. So should I instead store the previous state of the inventory on the inventory itself? That sounds weird. We got ads in like 50 seconds. I'm going to grab a drink and I will be right back. Right, see if we can figure this out. Okay. Now, is this business of, hey puppy, how you doing? Is this business of nested hash maps really the way to go? What about a vector? And why we just display all of them? But then how do we know who's who? How do we know who's who? It makes more sense to store the inventory menu on the character itself, because um, unlike the storage areas where you're just cycling through the entire map looking for storage areas, in this case, they've got to be identified with a particular in-game thing. So what's in inventory? Resources. So in theory, you could also maintain like a shadow DOM of menu state in here. Let's just follow that and see where it goes. Pub shadow old state. Previous state, last resources, menu. Or UI. Menu, old state, last state. Let's try last state, see how that feels. Or previous state. Is going to be Copilot wants it to be a hash map resource type F32. Copilot is correct, I think. So we're just maintaining parallel states. When one changes, we won't update the other one, and that way we'll be able to compare the two and flag the menu dirty if they are different. Yeah, it feels inefficient somehow, but I'm not sure if I've got a better way of doing it. So let's just follow it and see where it goes. All right, so now we need during init. Oh, really? Where am I? I'm in gathering. Oh, I see. That's where inventory is defined. All right, so that means in stone, inventory is missing a field. You did right. And every time we're assigned to inventory, that means we're going to have to, actually, no, it doesn't. We can keep it maintained in the UI. Yeah, okay. So here, this nonsense of hash maps is going to go away. And so is that probably. The only thing we still need is this doesn't need to be re-rendered thing. I guess we could store that in inventory. It feels like kind of mixing concerns a little bit, but I'd like to be able to do without the resource if we can. Ugh, ugh, terrible error. Don't need that now. Don't need either of those. And in the inventory itself, pub is dirty ball. And we'll give a default for that. Actually, I think it defaults true. It's weird. So maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just go like that. Except apparently I misspelled it. There we go. All right, cool. So I'm hoping this will get a lot simpler. This will set aside the task of being able to store some kind of texture for the character itself, which we can do easily enough so that we can display them on the menu. So this is no longer a thing. Now we're going to do for resource type counts in inventory resources. Let old count. Copilot wants inventory count, inventory resource. No, you're wrong. No, you're still wrong. Old count equals inventory previous. Actually, let's call it pref count for consistency. Prev state resources. No, definitely not. So prev state get resource type unwrap or 0. Actually, you might want insert. Yeah, that was the way we did it, wasn't it? It was inventory previous state. But we need to borrow this as mutable if we're not already. And that means that this is mutable. And count. Insert count or 0. No. Yeah, right. We need the resource type. Okay, so we've got the previous count, and if it is not none, I see. If pref count does not equal count, then inventory is dirty equals true. Is it possible that'll work? Don't need the inventory resource. Dereference here. Oh, which borrow am I supposed to be dereferencing? Like this. Oh yeah, sweet. Both references. And this, is that a reference? No, this is. Okay, nope. Can't assign to it because I need, oh, right, duh. Thank you, Clippy, for that assist. Oh boy, well and truly down the rabbit hole now. Oh, okay, yeah, we're using it twice. Shoot. Hmm, how do I do that? We are in effect using it twice. And we're not using character. And we don't need to use character because we're no longer needing the entity. All right, this is the immutable borrow. Cannot borrow inventory is mutable because it's also borrowed as immutable. So can I just do this, or is it not nearly as simple as that? Damn it, more than once at a time. Okay. Um, there's a way to do this. I know there is. Do I need to clone one of them? It's always the first thing we try. Oh boy. I'm going to get good at working with Rust iterators. I swear I am. I swear it. I swear it. Um, it has to be itamute there. Should I simply clone one and or both of them? Inventory proof state has to be borrowed. It has to be mutable at this point because we're changing the value. Could we therefore let current inventory equals um, hmm, no, we only want to do it if it exists. So I don't know, copied. Let's just call it that for a sec. Sure. I don't think this gets, oh, it does get around it. Okay. Is that a cheap clone? How big are these things likely to be? Characters usually only carry like one or two resource types at a time. Yeah, I feel like that's efficient. It's got to happen every tick. Hmm. It's bound to be an efficiency there somewhere, but I don't know what it is. So let's go with that for now because we've gotten rid of all the red, except obviously we're not going to call it that. So let resources. For that matter, we could go isn't there an edit clone? That doesn't sound right. Um, bevy cloned iterator. Oh, not bevy, just Rust. It's the most efficient way to reuse an iterator. Profile before you optimize. Cloning a vec. Iterators are clonable if all their pieces are clonable. Yeah, that doesn't really help me, I don't think. Hmm. Maybe it should be, oh yeah, this is kind of the question. Iter cloned is like doing iter map x x clone, which is different from cloning the vector and iterating on the copy. Clone iter should be avoided since it clones the entire vector up front. Oh, interesting. Always prefer iter cloned when possible. So I was kind of remembering something, but just not the correct syntax. Nope, we don't like it. We don't like it one little bit. It yields resource type F32. Maybe the hash map type doesn't actually support that. All right, I'm not going to mess with that right now. We have a method that works in theory. And we don't care if resources is a copy because the thing we care about mutating is pref state. Okay. Breath. Drink. It's almost like you need to do a shot, but we won't talk about that. Okay. Render inventory. Commands, storage items. We don't care about that. We need the character query. So mute characters, query, and mute inventory with character. Don't need that. And probably don't need that, but we do have, oh no, we probably do. So now we need to always obtain the result of, yeah, it's always a loop over characters. So for mute inventory and characters, iter mute, I think, because we have to be able to set it clean again. If not, oh, we got some ads floating through in about 60. You want to stand up, stretch, take a quick break. If not, inventory is dirty, continue. Copilot is correct. Excuse me. That goes away. We remove everything in the existing menu structure. For E in I guess inventory root. I don't think there's going to be more than one. There shouldn't be. So maybe we could express it as we've spawned one during init. So maybe we should leave that be and spawn inventory UI item. Is that what we call them? I think what this actually is character inventory UI. So we want to remove all character inventory UI. And that's the ads. I'll just pause for a sec because I'm trying to form the habit, not because you really need me to. Could have actually skipped those. I need to get into the habit of it. Need to use up all of my skips wherever I can. Okay. Inventory with character inventory UI. Okay. So character inventories, and for E in character inventories, despawn recursive. So get rid of all the existing stuff, but only if the menu is declared dirty and needs to be re-rendered. Yeah, so get rid of that. And this is happening for, oh, hang on. No, we can't do that. We can't despawn everything marked as character inventory UI for every character, or we'll only ever get one. So we need to check that entire query to see if any of the inventories have been marked as dirty. And the best possible way would be to only re-render that character's inventory. But we can't really do that yet. So I guess we'll just have to check all of them first. The the non-functional way would be for inventory and character inventories. Better. Yeah, do it this way. Um, and break. No field is dirty. Oh, what did I do? This is supposed to be, oh, I see. Um, that's mute. Um, and it's a query. Oh, I see characters. That's probably, sure, why not? And characters, inventory, if not inventory is dirty, continue. And otherwise, despawn everything. And then inventory is dirty equals false. So we'll get rid of everything first, and then we'll have to loop through it again, unfortunately. Not too sure about. I guess you could call out to a different function to do it. It'd be more efficient. Like, Take 27, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that, man. Very nice of you. How you doing? How was your stream? What were you doing? Tell me. We're mired in UI and menus over here. People are being very patient with me while I figure it out. Well, I assume they are because they're not telling me otherwise. Oh, nice. Remind me what the game is you're working on at the moment? For mute inventory. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was watching you the other day with that. Yes, I remember it well. You're writing tests, which is more than I'm doing at the moment, I have to say. I should be writing tests. I am not. Never actually played StarCraft 1. I played a lot of StarCraft 2 in the day. So we could, in theory, just call out to a function with commands. Um, yeah, no, I think this will do for now. I wanted to refactor some of the code, but I did not want to break things along the way. Well, that's always where the pain. Regression testing is always where the pain becomes greater than the pain of writing the test, right? Um, Hey, Stars, how you doing? I actually like testing, to be honest with you. I do a lot of it in other projects, but I don't feel like I've really got it ingrained in Rust. Um, I should spend some more time just practicing, I think, especially for things like this, which can break a lot and is kind of spaghetti-like right now. Um, so we've got every character has an inventory. Yeah, I wrote them for I have a Rust tool that sits in the background on a cron job and updates my uh, credit card payments to a budgeting service that we use. There's lots of tests on that, but not so much on this. Um, okay, so we need to cycle through every inventory. So it's going to be for resource type, count, and inventory resources. We've already updated the, oh no, actually, not inventory resources. Yeah, inventory resources. We've updated the previous state, so that's all up to date. We set dirty to false again. A bit more important on payments. Yeah, I mean it's not. I'm not transferring money anywhere. I'm just updating. You need a budgets API, but still nice to for it to track correctly. Um, okay, so now we need to start spawning stuff against the root node, which is going to be inventory root. Yeah, so I do actually need a query for inventory root as well. Oh, that's kind of annoying, but never mind. It doesn't need to be mutable, so inventory root query entity with inventory root. Okay. Um, this one is character inventory UI. Right. Well, resource type count and counts menu. Oh, that's definitely not a thing. Let's just comment this out for a sec. Um, yeah, that goes in there. Um, so I need the node every, it's almost like you need a containing node because you're making columns, one for each character, and then rows, one for each resource type. So that means we need an additional node to what we were using the last time. So it's going to be like, uh, character column. And then we're going to have root I see some class which I haven't written yet. Assets, new commands, and it's going to be character inventory UI P. Well, actually, ignore. Um, Yeah, or the alternative would be to do the loop inside the closure, I guess. Sorry, this is all very dry because I'm not loading the game every 5 seconds, but I'm just trying to get my head around the logic here. Um, yeah, so every time we get a resource, we need to spawn, let's just spawn the count for now, actually, so that we get something working, which means text count toString, C text, C counter P. Yeah, so we need the class. Can I borrow one for now? Sure, why not? What about C counter item? Right, and then we need to set new character column. And then later we spawn it, which means we need the root entity cloned from inventory, not cloned, queried from inventory root. So let's go, oh, actually, this might be wrong because we need to exit. God damn it. We need to exit if all is dirty or false. So actually the best way to do that would be to get out of here. It's any. You can do an any, right? Um, characters, better, any. Um, I, I is dirty. F, return. Right, so if there are any iterators, if there are any inventories that need to be redrawn, we'll continue. Uh, then we despawn everything, and we would then need to set each inventory to clean, but we can do that in a minute. Inventory is dirty, false. All right, and we need the root. So yeah, close, but no, no, no. Get single else. Turn, and then down here We've set character column why am I unwrapping? Oh yeah, that's an option. So what's my problem? Expected entity found. Dog's going crazy. I do apologize. Uh, get single. Oh right, duh. Slightly better. And this needs an editor. We will need the resource type, but let's go. Oh, that was a bit of a marathon. Okay, don't need resource UI assets, doesn't exist. All right. So thinking about it, if any of the character inventories has been flagged as needing a re-render, then if none of them have, then we return. So short circuit that. Then we got character inventory UI, and we despawn everything that was previously spawned on the menu. I don't know if it's the best way to wipe it clean or not, but that's how we're going. Then we get the root node so that we can attach to it, attach children to it. Then we go through every character's inventory. We spawn a node that we're going to attach to the root node. We mark it with character inventory UI. And for every resource in the hash map, we display a count as text node. And eventually we'll put an image there too, but let's just take baby steps. So all of this can go. Any other errors in the file? Unused imports. Really, I'm not using hash map? Oh, there you go. Not using texture assets. Oh, but I will be. Oh well, figure that out when we come to it. Okay, so is it going to explode is the next question. The answer to that question is no, but it's also not going to draw anything. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if that would be. Oh, yes, it is. There we go. So will it update? There we go. Inventory numbers slowly ticking upwards. But it's not emptying. So that's a little buggy, but we can work with that. We can work with that. We don't mind bugs. We can fix it. We have the technology. I'm just going to step through it real slow. Okay. First of all, let's get the image happening. Oh, and we should also flag every inventory as dirty initially so that it appears on the render screen. Otherwise, it won't. Cool. Although I suppose it doesn't really matter because there's nothing in it. So why would you see it? Right. Okay. Let's undo that. Okay. So now the image. So we're already spawning text. We need the example from count to spawn images somewhere. Here we go. Resource UI image. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going to throw some ads out in about 60 seconds if anybody needs a break. Or I say we, I mean Bezos, of course. This is resource UI assets res, not texture atlas, it's what is it? Oh, texture assets. Oh, I can snooze them. I can totally snooze them. Snooze. Keep forgetting about that. Sweet. Only snoozes for 5 minutes, but still. Um, yeah. So res texture assets. UI textures needs an import. Why didn't that work? Oh, it did. Resource type comes from here because our hash map is indexed with a resource type. Texture assets needs an import. Okay. So what happens when we try that? I doubt if it'll be laid out correctly. I just want to see if things appear. Okay, let's get some zoom happening and we'll gather. Yeah, got a nice little icon. I think I'd rather if it was icon and then there, icon and then but we're doing it in columns because we're probably going to have like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 different characters. So we're going to need, I doubt if the inventory view will be visible the whole time either. So it'll be like a slide out or a pop out or whatever, but that's okay. And we could potentially grab a little sprite of this guy's head to put as a marker on top of it. Yeah. Okay. So there's two problems. One, we need to some kind of indication that it is an inventory. And two, it's not updating when we take stuff out of the inventory. Although it should update as soon as I start harvesting something else. Yeah. I also don't know why he only picks up 9 instead of 10. Because I think each of those nodes has got 10 in it. Couple of problems. Never mind. Excuse me. Sweet. So What's the first thing to fix? Maybe move it down the screen a little bit so it doesn't get confused with the storage counter. Inventory root is what we're talking about. So top padding, call it 200 maybe. And yeah, we'll come up the sprite to put on top of it based on which character it is. Now, why isn't it when we go deposit at storage, which is in gathering? I'm sure I've got a deposit at storage. Oh, it's in storage. Go figure. Okay, those ads are coming back to bite us in the ass now. So if you'll pardon the expression. In about 40 seconds. Yeah, any minute now. Now, deposit at storage. We're clearly not removing it from the inventory after we put it into storage. Resource quantity plus equals inventory resources remove second resource type. Removes a key from the map, returning the value at the key if the key was previously in the map. And there's those ads in a sec. Maybe. Possibly. Okay. Sometimes I think the ad warning, there we go. We will wait. It's the time, 4:30. I'll go for a little bit longer before I cook tea. I'm getting some good things done. And as Thor would say, Bezos is gone. All right. Now, it looks like we're removing something. We're unwrapping because we know for a fact we've still got it. The two-owned thing, I don't really know why we would need to. We don't. But I don't think that's enough. Is that enough for it to be cleared out of the inventory. Inventory resources remove, seeking resource type unwrap. I suppose it's possible that it's removing it, but oh, I know a way. It is removing it. We just haven't flagged the inventory for re-render. So inventory is dirty equals true. Yeah, that should be enough. All right. So gathering. Interesting, I only started rendering at about 2. That was weird. Assign a storage area, and it goes. Perfect. Assign more storage areas, do more gathering. Yeah, nice. So will it also show crafted resources? I like that. So it starts ticking down once it uses it to build the recipe. And yes, we've got a little stone block in our inventory now. Nice. Excellent. That's not right. That's a bug. I think that's because it tried to deposit the stone block, and I haven't got a texture index for it yet. But at least it was trying. Still trying to build. Yep, we've got 2 now and 8. Oh, this is so much clearer now that I can see what's happening. Fantastic. So we're using in-game or player UI to debug. Excellent. It is noticeable that it will just continue to build until it runs out of resources. I thought it was only going to build 1. This is great. Cool. So we need to space this out a little, that's for sure. I'm not sure if this is the clearest way to represent it or not, but it's certainly way better than what we had before. So let's look at classes and the padding for each. Oh, we were using counter item. We could probably still reuse that class and just add a little bit of margin to the bottom of it. UI rect, bottom 10, say 10 or 5, 5. And default. And then we'll need to get ourselves a little stone head. The main character's name is Stone for obvious reasons. Hopefully obvious reasons. Yeah, so let's get a little head for him. We'll make this slightly larger. So canvas size 66 plus 33. Same height. And should actually use there's a grid feature on this. I just can't, I'm not sure if I need it, but it might be quite helpful. And we'll get a little head, character head. Open recent characters. Here he is in all his glory. So yeah, just his head, I reckon, would be enough. So what layer? We haven't really got a layer, so just select this like so. Copy. I hope the size is, I might need to resize them a little bit. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Not too bad at all. Roughly center it. Yeah, and then just get rid of these. My highly detailed sprite skills. A legend with the pixels. No, something like that. Um, just as a placeholder at least. Export as. And then back in our textures stuff, resource UI texture, stone character head. You bet he's never been constructed. That's not what we want. Uh, another resource UI image. Oh no, actually we need to spawn it up outside the loop, basically. Oh, that's encounter, we don't need that. We need inventory. Yeah, here we go. So we spawn his head at the top. And we'll go to UI textures and we'll define a texture for him or map the texture to the resource type. Actually, we can't because there isn't a resource type. Therefore, we have to go. Oh, it's actually much simpler. It's just resource UI texture stone character. Is it stone character? Stone character head. Oh, and yes, we will import it. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Hopefully not terrible. I forgot to adjust the size of the texture atlas, so it's thoroughly confused. Let's try that again. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to update this every time, but we'll just have to deal. It is now rows 3. I suppose I could just make it giant and then gradually fill it out. That'd probably be the sensible way to do it. I know, not rows 3, columns 3. Okay, try again. Oops. The font looks really terrible on black, I've decided. Don't know why. Maybe I'm displaying it wrong. All right, so back to normal textures. Start harvesting. Hey, there he is. Little head, but he needs to stand out more. So he needs more spacing, and he needs to stand out more. Maybe like a white outline instead of this sort of gray outline. Yeah. So back to A sprite, color picker, and we change that. That's not helping at all. What am I supposed to be doing? There's a way to change a color. I know there is. People who know A sprite, not me. Maybe you have to select it first. Um, hmm. What if I know? This calls for a Google search. A sprite change color of selection, maybe? Adjust hue. Edit adjustments. Oh no, I don't want to change it for the palette. Replace color just inside the area. Replace color, here we go. So from that to more like this, maybe? Can you not preview it? Oh, stop that. Why didn't it work? Oh, now I'm confused. Can I do it without having a selection? Maybe that was the issue. No. What is the deal? Have I not got the correct color? Maybe that's the deal. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, slightly more of a highlight. Maybe not pure white. Maybe more like that. See if that helps. It's almost tempting to surround it with a white hexagon or something like that. Let's see what that looks like first. Export. Okay. Well, certainly clearer. It's quite small, but maybe that's okay. Could probably anti-alias it a little bit. Maybe I could like surround it, or it needs that padding too. I could surround him with sort of a haze, but it's not too bad. So that class, C resource UI item, needs a bottom pad on it. I thought we already did that. Yeah, we did, but it was only 5. I did 10. Um, and yeah, should we mess with the image anymore or just leave it like that for now? Maybe I could choose like a little bit of an anti-alias outside it. So take that value, but the lower opacity. Um, so call it don't really know what I'm doing here. It's just sort of guess. Try and break up some of the edges a little bit. I'm sure there's a correct technique. I have no idea what it is. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Can't hurt. It's almost tempting to use it, like make it larger than the other tiles, because it almost feels smaller in a way. But I think it's just over fussy. It's probably too small for the highest resolutions. We can always scale it. Oh yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, no worries. And then build a stone bench, and we should see a a rock, stone, whatever it's called, whatever those things are. Stone block. Starting to lose the plot. What's the time? Almost 5. Right. Well, what we might do is commit that because we have achieved this. Implement some kind of inventory UI if only for debugging purposes. Dunsky. All right, commit source inventory UI. We've changed resource UI Asprite. We've changed the PNG. We've changed that. Yes, all of this stuff. Any other new files? Don't think so. All right, so add character inventories. Of course, we're going to display the one character's face above all of them for now, but that's okay. We'll build in a way to determine which sprite to show later. In the meantime, I'm going to find someone to raid, unless anyone else has any suggestions for a raid target. Let's have a wee look here. Anybody I know going on? I am going to raid another Kiwi, a gentleman called the Coppinger, who's doing some more like web development, really, but still pretty interesting and very, very good guy. Let's go. So thanks very much for tuning in. I'm going to go and make some dinner, and I will be back probably another couple of hours.